What's up guys, it's Mateo. This video is going to be quick and to the point. It's going to be about how to beat ick without chemicals or medication, just doing it natural way with salt. So a couple days ago I noticed that one of my fish wasn't quite acting normal. He was hanging out up by the top, breathing for air. Test my water, everything was good. I didn't quite know why he was acting like that. The next day I noticed that he had white spots on him. I put two and two together and noticed that it was, obviously ick. So these are going to be quick steps of how to get rid of ick. So try to keep with me. I want this video to be as short as possible because it's really simple. Don't be scared. Don't feel like you have to go out and buy 10 different products. First thing you're going to want to do is when you notice your tank has ick is kill the lights. The ick parasite likes light. Get rid of the light and it's going to have a harder time surviving. The second thing you're going to want to do immediately is try to get your tank water between 80 and 85 degrees. With my thermometer or my heater that I have in my tank isn't the best heater, so even when it's cranked all the way up, I was still at the minimum 80 degree range. That still worked for me. The reason you want to turn your tank water temperature up is because the ick parasite, its lifespan will be greatly increased the higher the temperature of the water. If you keep your water at a normal 76, 75 degrees, that ick parasite can live 8, 9, 10 days. When your water temperature is raised up to that 80 to 85 degree mark, its lifespan is like cut to like 4 or 5 days max. So you want to get that temperature up. I happened to do all my temperature in one day. I didn't think it was necessary to put it up 1 degree at a time, let my fish adjust, put it up 1 degree at a time, let my fish adjust. So in one day I went from 60 or 76 all the way up to 80. That's up to you, what you want to do. You decide how you want to adjust your own temperature. So after you kill the lights, after you raise your temperature, you're going to want to leave that temperature for about 3 days, 4 days, until you see the ick parasite no longer on your fish. When you actually see the ick parasite on your fish, it's you can't kill it in that form. Think of that white dot on your fish as a titanium bubble. That's actually a defense mechanism the ick parasite creates for itself to make it harder to kill. So you won't be able to get to the ick parasite while you see it on your fish. After the ick has lived in that degree of water for so many days, it will fall off of your fish and it will return back into the water column. That's when you want to try to kill the ick. That's when it's vulnerable. So the method that I used, since I didn't have chemicals, I didn't have medication, the method I used was salt. You could also use aquarium salt, which basically aquarium salt is rock salt it's free of iodine. That's what's bad for the fish tank. That's what's bad for the fish is iodine. That's no good. So if you have regular table salt that's iodine free, you got to make sure it's iodine free. Some table salts are iodine free and some aren't iodine free. So just make sure you know if it is before you add it to your tank. I happen to use Mediterranean rock salt. That's what I had. Rock salt is iodine free. So if you have rock salt, I would go with that. How you want to treat your tank with the salt is 1 tablespoon, not teaspoon, tablespoon, 1 tablespoon of salt per every 5 gallons of water. So if you have 1 gallon, that's 1 tablespoon. 2 gallons, 2 tablespoons. Or 5 gallon, 1 tablespoon, 10 gallon, 2 tablespoon, and so on. So 1 tablespoon for every 5 gallons of water. You're going to want to dissolve the salt before you add it to your tank. So put it in a bucket with some hot water, let it dissolve, and then add that to your tank. Don't just start dumping salt in your tank. It's not the best way to do that. So you're gonna want to do that after the water temperature has been to 80 to 85 degrees for at least 3 to 4 days, or until you see the ick no longer on your fish. After you treat the tank with the salt, let the salt go in there for a day. You're going to want to do a big water change to try to get the parasite out of the water column. Do a big water change, maybe anywhere from 25 to 50%. Replenish the water with the salt and let it sit for another, I would say, 2 days. All the while your lights are off. Don't keep your lights on. Keep the lights off. You got to keep the lights off. It helps, trust me. And all the while the heater is still between 80 and 85 degrees. So let that sit for another 2 days. Then do another 25% water change. Add back in clean water. And I have experienced it. I'm not going to say I guarantee it because this is only my first time doing it, but it worked for me. I read it. It works for other people. There's no need to go out and buy a bunch of products that you have to remove filter pads, and hopefully it doesn't hurt invertebrates, and hopefully it doesn't hurt plants. This is what worked for me. Yeah, so I'm just going to go through the steps real quick one more time. You can always go back and listen to what I say. I know I try to keep it fast, but this minute, I don't know how my videos are always so long. It's so frustrating to me. Anyway, I want my videos to be between like 3 and 4 minutes long, and they're like 10, 12 minutes long. So first thing, kill the lights. Second thing, raise the water temperature. Third thing, when you can no longer see the ick, that's when you treat it. Add the salt. Do a water change. Add the salt. Do another water change, and then you should be good to go. Just the biggest thing I would say is the heater, because the higher the water temperature, the shorter the lifespan of the parasite. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to help you, because I know I went fast. If you didn't catch something, or if I maybe contradicted myself somewhere, just let me know and I'm gonna type it out and make sure I got it right. So yep, hope you guys have a good experience with this, and hopefully you don't ever have to fight it. Later.